Yeah. Oh, by the
There's
way,
no
and
easy jobs. Yeah.
I discovered that whatever anesthetic they gave me, I had a really weird and bad reaction to. My wife said that in the recovery room when they brought me back, that I was like insane. I don't recall any of it, but she said that I climbed I climbed up on the gurney, and they were giving me crackers, I guess, so I wouldn't throw up or something. And I'm like, I'm not a fucking parrot.
They should have given you a luchador
Stop
mask.
giving me crackers. Apparently, I was terrible to the nurses and to everybody. So there you go.
Some people are. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that anesthetic could do that, but apparently, yeah, it was. She said it was hilarious, actually.
Turns
But
off your executive functions.
yeah, yeah. So
apparently
yeah.
you want to hang out on top of furniture like a jackass, which sounds
That's
fun.
what she said. That I was like climbing on like top of shit, and
She's
she's like,
a fun reaction, right?
well, yeah, and they were like, they're trying to make sure that I sit still and don't rip out the, all the
IVs,
the drains and all that
out,
shit.
there's so much blood. Oh, drains too, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it was super duper fun. Hey, welcome everyone to Geeked and Jacked. I am your host, Gonzalo Herrero, and as usual, my fellow compatriot, Master of Mayhem, Master of Disaster, all the things, Dr. Todd Lee. Todd, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good today, bud. Good to talk to you. You always cheer me up.
Yeah, man. And likewise. I look forward to these little chats to see how things are going outside of my own bubble, in the nerd sphere. So, and I think we do a good job of bringing a little bit of that bodybuilding versus nerdery all together, and that's what we do. And for the folks at home, Josh, who's become kind of a resident Warhammer historian and friend, will be jumping in. He's running a little late, but we'll be jumping in as these episodes are just conversations that we have. All right, Todd. So anything interesting going on? We were talking about where we are in the off season. So where are you at? How do you feel?
So it's weird. It's deceptive. Like, this is the worst my shape has ever been. And like my midsection is just like out of control. So I noticed I started having diastasis recti. So I started using David D. Mosquito's diastasis recti repair stuff for pelvic floor and diaphragmatic strength. And then I hired Quentin, my posing coach from 2019, when I won the overall in the state championship, and I won Masters Nationals twice. And he was also my posing coach for North American, which I won. And that's when I got my pro card. So for the 5 first place wins in a row, I had Quentin. Good
luck charm, if nothing else, man.
Well, he was like, Todd, I've been looking at some of your poses and I can help you with some stuff. And so I've been working on this right scapula thing for a while, and we figured out really quick how to fix it, and that it's mostly internal rotation.
Nice.
And it's like I was doing like 3 sets of abs, maybe 4, twice a week. And now I'm up to like 30 sets every other day.
So let's there's a lot of info actually here that I wouldn't mind getting into. So I have that stasis recti. Mine was from the big weight loss. That's what caused it in my case, from being morbidly obese. So for those of you who don't know, like, how do we define it for the average person that may even have it and not realize it?
It's easy.
Right.
So you know how your abs are like a 6-pack?
Right.
It's like you rip right up the middle. So when you see those bodybuilders or pregnant women who have that line up their belly button, there's that line's called the linea alba, and that's just connective tissue. There's no muscle there. Right. So if that rips, there's just scar tissue fills it in, and you're never going to get that closed. So mine is only like 1 finger width.
Yeah.
But the theory is that by wearing a belt and pushing against the belt, the area above the belt herniates and it rips. That's why bodybuilders will have a lower abs intact, but above their belly button is where their diastasis recti is, whereas on pregnant women it's around the belly button.
Because that's the area with less pressure, which is where things are going to get pushed out of.
Right. So we always wear our belts around the belly button, so the area above the belly button is now ripped.
Got it. Got it.
So now I
And
can't control my core and I can't do vacuums. So I look like shit on stage. So what I got to do is learn how to control every part of my abs separate.
Mhm.
And so I'm trying to relearn how to lift. So I'm not bracing out, I'm bracing in. Now, so this was a technique I got from Patrick Moore about 8 years ago. And I started doing squats with the vacuum. I started
Okay.
doing leg press with the vacuum. I had to knock
Shit.
about 100 pounds off my squat,
Uh-huh.
but I was training my core as I was lifting. So instead of getting wider, I'd be getting smaller.
Nice.
waist.
Okay, so let me ask you, how do you adjust your leg press to do that? Do you have to take the weight down so you can control it more? Basically,
Well, to me,
anything
it's
like
a
that?
new exercise.
Okay.
So I would refine my weight with the new exercise.
So it's
The other
because
thing,
the parameters are now very different. Okay.
right. And also what I wear Mike Sommerfeld's Squeam all
Mhm.
the day long, including when I lift. So I'll just pull it up to here
Uh-huh.
so that unlike a weight belt, I can't really push against it and have it help.
Right.
So I'm not, so really what it's there for is to remind me to suck in.
Yeah.
So the harder I suck in, the less uncomfortable it is.
Gotcha.
So the idea is you suck in, you brace, internally rotate your quads, and then you can drive as the weight's coming down,
Mhm.
you do the vacuum. So on the leg press sled, instead of taking a big breath and then letting your legs touch your guts and you
Right.
feel like your head's going to explode from the
Right.
blood pressure,
Mhm.
you know, what you do is you exhale and it actually
Okay.
allows the legs to come down even deeper. And
Nice.
then while you're in the vacuum, you have to push up.
Okay.
And then I take a full 2 breaths.
Mhm.
And then on the last exhale, I lower the weight down. And then I push up and then I take a breath on the way up.
So it's very
rather than-
slow and controlled. Tempo is everything for this one.
Yeah, your volume just went through the roof. Did anything you hit with your thumb or something?
What? No,
Oh,
not that I'm
okay,
aware of. But I can. Oh, I see the. It looks like I'm coming in a little hot. Let me turn this down.
yeah. All right, that's better.
Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, when Josh comes, we'll have to re-level it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and I've got the normalized audio stuff too. So whatever, as long as we don't blow through it completely, it should be fine. It should be easy to fix. So
Because like my biggest concern with the leg press is
Mhm.
I'm worried my guts are just going to rip right out of my chest.
right.
Like I feel like the worst part is the stomach
Mhm.
is getting so scrushed and your guts are about to explode on the leg press. By exhaling, it allows your guts to have more room.
Right.
You don't have
Uh-huh.
800,
Yeah.
900 pounds pressing down on you.
Yeah.
And you're able to actually touch bottom with the machine.
Yeah.
Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, and lift the weight. It's just horrifying because you've been without air for like 3 or 4 seconds
Right. Right.
while doing the lift.
Mhm.
It's way scarier and harder than a normal leg press.
No, I believe it. So, what does your app training look like overall, generally? Just while we're on the topic, let's share it with the
So it's like
folks.
3 sets of like a dead bug iso hold,
Mhm.
then 3 sets of normal dead bugs, then 3 set of offset dead bugs. Then it's like 4 sets of hanging leg raises, 4 sets of reverse crunches,
Oof.
and then 4 sets of vacuums.
Any
And
concern?
then the other day is a different set of exercises.
Okay. So any concern about, so this is something that I hear from a lot of bodybuilders, like concerns of as you train the obliques, right? Because if the obliques get big, it can widen that waist. Is that a concern here?
My obliques are so fucking big already
Mhm.
that if I don't train them, I won't get control of them and be able to suck them in.
Gotcha. Okay.
If they're so big, they're like Tetsuo from Akira.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally like, there's no more room on my 5'4" frame.
Right.
So at like 216, 217, I'm like spilling into myself.
Gotcha. So is would you say your abs is like if you had to pick out that body area to really focus and tighten and get better, is that currently your kind of prime focus?
Well,
That
for
you're
the
lagging
judges,
part, I guess.
the judges wanted to see bigger arms, bigger lats, and a
Okay.
smaller
Oh.
waist.
Yeah.
So by trying to bring up the lats, all I do is bring up my waist. Because of all
man.
the side, one arm this and one arm that, you're doing mostly obliques, very little lats.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit.
So all the optimal training, that the heavy bent rows and deadlifts didn't grow my waist as much as the optimal training did.
Irony of ironies. Yeah.
Trying to do all this shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Irony of
now I'm
ironies.
better at it, and I actually can contract the lat, kind of, and not the rear delt.
Uh-huh.
I mean, not the oblique, but it's so easy to bend over just a little bit to try to help it
Mhm.
and get that all oblique.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just a
But I know
little
you've
bit
been
of
working
bend.
hard, bro. So when's your next in your head? What are you aiming for contest wise?
I'm
TBD,
not. I
TBD for a
have to
while.
get. I have to bring up this back in these arms.
Okay.
These arms have not grown in 6 years. So whatever the fuck I'm doing isn't working.
Huh.
And without bigger arms, there's no point in stepping on stage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and if I keep throwing myself on stage every year looking worse, I'm just
Mm.
going to humiliate myself. When I do get on stage again, I have to look good.
I gotcha. No, that's fair. That's fair. You've competed for years. You've done it very successfully many times. So why go backwards? And also, why go through the entire contest prep if the goal is to grow arms or grow lagging body parts? You know, that's not going to help. So
Mhm.
I mean, other
This-
than resetting, you could say the big cut always helps to reset your insulin sensitivity, but I don't know if that's a concern of yours right now.
Well, I'm so deep into off season, the food's so high that there's no way to have enough pancreatic insulin to do the job.
Right.
I have
So
to use
insulin daily.
Oh, I
Insulin
have
daily
to. Yeah.
nowadays. Okay. And
Because
what are
if
your
you're
what?
if I
Sorry,
go over
what are your
400
macros at? How many carbs are you consuming that you need?
if I go over 400 carbs, I have to use insulin.
Okay,
Period. It
gotcha.
doesn't matter what phase. Yeah. But I'm
Okay.
at 4,500 base calories right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of food, bro.
Well, 4,300 base calories. So it ranges from 5,000 to 4,000 throughout the week. Like
Right.
legs and back days, I throw more food at it. Rest days, I throw less food at it.
Yeah, and I know you're monk-like about your adherence with your diet, so you know, so that's advantageous.
Well,
but clean
sucks
food, that
when-
many calories. Ooh.
What I do is I try to push up at first with some like cheat meals or dirtier foods,
Right.
just to get like to close the gap. Like if it's
yeah.
9 o'clock and I'm at 2,500 calories and I've got 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours to get in another 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have to resort to making a gluten-free pizza or something, you know, and it's not perfect, but it'll get the calories in. And then I'm not convinced that's even good. Like slamming 2,000 calories before bed, that doesn't mean it's going to be the same thing as if you spaced out those calories appropriately throughout the day.
Yeah.
And like just slamming a bunch of carbs and fat before bed just to add weight for the adding weight's sake, it's just not a good look.
Yeah,
You
probably
feel
not
like
a good
shit the
recipe
next
for
day.
rest.
You
Yeah, I
don't
was gonna say.
digest well.
Yeah, you're not gonna sleep well, and then it's gonna affect your recovery overall. So
like last night I had a gyro and a piece of chocolate cake.
nice.
And I basically had half the gyro and half the piece of chocolate cake and a protein shake,
Yeah.
and then waited 3 hours and had the other half of the gyro and
Right.
the other half of the chocolate cake and a protein shake. And it'd
Yeah.
be no different if I had lamb and rice and almond butters and rice cake to fill in the fat gap or something like that.
Mhm.
But because I had these foreign foods that were made from like cocoa and butter and gluten,
Yeah.
I didn't digest it well last night.
Yeah.
And
Are you gluten sensitive?
when you're
Or-
eating this much food,
It's just
everything's
volume.
gonna and you're barely able to digest 4,000. You throw in 1,500 calories of junk food on top of 3,000 clean calories.
Yeah.
It is not the same. It is
Yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
And people may not realize until they do it, but go without gluten, sugar, dairy for 2 or 3 weeks, and then go have a pizza and ice cream, and
Yeah.
you will get so fucking sick. What's up,
Absolutely.
Josh?
Josh
No,
is
I think-
in the
I got
man.
my hat.
You know what? I have to, but now that he's here, I'm going to run to the bathroom and what do you call it? Grab
Go
a
for it, guys, and then we'll get started.
beverage. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get this started, and we will do like the technical difficulties here, or the we'll be back after this short break, which should be fine. Hey, Josh. So Todd went to the restroom so that we can get started. So don't
Oh, I'm not going
feel like
anywhere.
you
I'm
have
just
to
gonna
hurry
watch
too
the,
much.
Yeah. I forgot we had a stream today. I was like, oh shit.
Nah, no worries. We're just having fun with it. And this I'm gonna edit out. You know, this piece. I'll do.
Oh
the,
yeah, I don't think yeah, obviously, right.
I'll
But
do
no,
the.
yeah,
I'll put in the little fallout. You know, stand by. Bro, I'm 196 pounds and I cannot wait to be done with this freaking health phase and start growing again. Fuck. It's so unnerving.
I don't know.
But
Makes you feel better. I got
the blood work came back
Mhm.
real good. Real good. Everything's in the
Everything.
green. Everything.
green all the way. All right.
The
well,
only thing that's a little high, and it always is for me, just because of the one kidney, is my creatinine is always a
Yeah.
little bit high.
Oh yeah.
So
What's it at though?
1.4. You
That's
know, I
fine.
usually average between 1.3 to 1.6, somewhere in
Yeah.
there.
I would say general guidelines on kidney movement when you're trying, your orals and your dehydration and all other fun shit. 0.3, even if you're in range, considered possible AKI injury. So that's one thing to watch for. 0.5 for sure, especially with you, but 0.3 is like our safety range on that one. Obviously, get your cyst and C's.
Yeah, that's
GA.
good. My what was it, AST, ALT, they're both green. You know, all
Yeah.
the
Well, yeah,
every
they're nothing
other
too bad
marker
for
is good. This one I know is just, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that's just what it is. But like I said, one kidney's not that
this
big
is
of a
why I'll
deal.
never take EQ right here.
Yeah, you should. I mean, if you can avoid oils for like a testo ester, that might be safer. I haven't been able to find anything about
Yeah.
testo ester versus oils only. And for me, as a bodybuilding coaching, that's like the one thing I couldn't really work against with like training and shit. Like it's oils.
The only thing I'm gonna do as far as compounds go, I'm stick to my holy trinity of primo mass test. That's it. And then even next contest prep, I might not do trend at all. Like not even, because I did for a very short period there, for about 6 weeks one time. But why play with that? All right, you guys good?
Yeah. Okay, 40 pounds to go, and then I'll be at my weight.
Yeah. Oh, 40 pounds to go.
Yeah.
And you'll be at your target. Nice.
Yeah, 170. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about just training overall and whatnot. And Todd, just so you know, I'm still in that health phase. All my blood work came back good. Everything's in range. So let's see what's next. I am thinking of doing a show October 25th is the target. So I would start a very mellow prep July 4th, July somewhere in there. That's the
It only
plan.
gives you 2 months to put on size.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be quality, not quantity, for sure. It's just gonna be like, let's see what I can reshape, and is there anything, just to do it, because I mean I'm not gonna just throw away 8 weeks, especially after a health phase. So
Well, to me, I would just grow until you can't grow anymore. But I mean, I guess at your age, what do you want to do really? Like, how big do you want to be?
yeah, and I'm not much bigger than this, to be honest with you. Like a little bigger.
That's pretty
it's always
much
good.
where I'm at. Is like I obviously can't do classic. That was a shit show. So I need to get bigger to be in 212. And although I never came in shredded and full in 212, I still did better in 212 than I did in classic. So now it's just get as big as I can. Like if I can get up to 230, then that would make me the biggest I've ever been.
Yeah. So I'm starting to see, by the way, Todd, now it's all starting to be visually apparent in my head about the weight caps and height and the divisions, because I'm in that weird spot right now where
You're
like
5'8". For 5'8", you have to be
Yes.
like 240 pounds on stage.
Which
to
never
5'8".
happened.
Yeah.
I have zero interest in that
I
ever
know,
happening.
like, you'd be 240 pounds on stage. But if you wanted to maybe turn pro in classic, then you could probably do it.
How
But
much
you'd
would that be?
lighter.
What's the weight cut there?
So 5'8",
Mhm.
I don't know.
210?
It's probably because I'm 182, but I'm a pro, so I think it'd be 172 for you, and then add 10 more pounds to get to 5'6", and that'd be 180, and then 15 more pounds to get to 5'8", so I'd probably be 195.
Wow.
So it's probably 195 for classic.
Okay. So right now,
5'8".
sitting here, I'm 196 this morning, but of course I have all my fat on me I'm probably at 12% if I had to guess, somewhere around there. I still have abs and all that, but it's definitely not.
You
ripped.
saw my check-in pics that I sent you.
Yeah.
So what percentage would you say I'm at in that?
Let me take a look again. And by the way, you might want to send those to Josh if you want to.
All right.
If he wants to take a look.
Yeah, Instagram.
My guess, I mean, you still have clearly defined abs, serratus, and all that. My guess would be, what, 10, 11, maybe?
I think I'm like 12
9,
to
11?
14. I think I'm 12 to 14.
Really? Okay. See,
Yeah.
to me, because of the really visible, like on the obliques and all that, I don't know, man. Maybe, but I give you the benefit of the doubt. And the other things that I'm learning is that everyone carries fat so differently too.
Yeah,
That
totally.
it's really, unless you know the athlete really, really well, or you see a progression, it's really hard to guess. You know that for sure. And you be thankful that you don't have loose skin like I do, because that always throws, like my back shot always throws it off, because that's where I have the most loose skin, is in the back, because I did the front. I had an abdominoplasty because it was so much for my initial weight loss. So, which by the way, that is an experience for those people that are considering that, like the skin removal surgery and the
I'll have to
abs
do that,
is
yeah.
it's intense, bro. It's a intense recovery.
Yeah,
for
well, I've
sure.
lost 125 kilos when I get to my weight. So yeah,
Wow.
I've got skin surgery to
Yeah,
do.
you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to do that for sure.
How was
to,
it?
like,
How long was the recovery for you?
it wasn't that long. I want to say 5 or 6 weeks. It wasn't
Okay, that's not
terrible,
bad.
you know.
Okay.
It was harsh the first week. The first week where you still have the
yeah.
drains and all that. That's kind of like.
Well, I'm a nurse and not a pussy, so that's the big thing. That helps.
Yeah. Well, I'm a pussy and not a nurse. So
I've never
there
heard this
you go.
joke before. I'm a nurse, not a pussy. What is that? When do you get to use that?
Anytime you're a fucking nurse.
There you go. You can use it as a doctor. You just replace nurse for a doctor, Todd. You
Yeah,
just
like I'm
go,
a
I'm a doctor,
I'm a
not a
surgeon,
pussy.
not a fucking pussy. Right? Yeah. I mean, listen, look, I got no problem with people not being nurses, but hey, this shit's hard.
Yeah. Oh, by the
There's
way,
no
and
easy
that's.
jobs. Yeah.
I discovered that whatever anesthetic they gave me, I had a really weird and bad reaction to. My wife said that in the recovery room when they brought me back, that I was like insane. I don't recall any of it, but she said that I climbed up on the gurney, and they were giving me crackers, I guess, so I wouldn't throw up or something. There's like, and I'm like, I'm not a fucking parrot.
They should have given you a luchador
Stop
map.
giving me crackers. And apparently I was terrible to the nurses and to everybody. So there you go.
Some people are, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that anesthetic could do that, but apparently, yeah, it was. She said it was hilarious, actually.
Turns
but
off your executive functions.
Yeah. So
apparently
yeah,
you want to hang out on top of furniture like a jackass, which sounds
That's
fun.
what she said. That I was like climbing on like top of shit, and
She's
she's like,
a fun reaction, right? You know.
Well, yeah, and they were like, they're trying to make sure that I sit still and don't rip out the, all the
IVs,
the drains and all
come
that
out,
shit.
there's so much blood. Oh, drains too, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it was super duper fun. So anyway, guys, so what do you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about the Emperor? Or you guys want to have some more chit
I think we just
chat,
keep
more
talking about whatever
training
comes
stuff?
on our fucking minds. I mean, we can bring up the Emperor here in a little while if you guys.
Yeah, we can. But anyway, so Todd, I'm digging. By the way, Todd shared with us. Josh, you're gonna have to check the video. A lot of info about Diastasis Recti. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah,
Recti?
with the abdomen separates.
Diastasis. Yeah, it was because I actually have that, so that was super. Thank you, Todd. That was actually super helpful and beneficial.
I don't know shit except for what I learned from Dave, and I've got Quentin trying to help control it because his wife had it and Karina had it. So everybody has had it but me until now. And then like all this ab control stuff has been a nightmare.
Yeah.
But like after the first week of it, I'm starting to get the control of it again.
Yeah. It's it's another thing. Like, it's funny how things come and go in trends in bodybuilding, like the whole, because of the compound that shall not be named being used by so many of the bodybuilding community now. I feel like the GLP-3.
Yeah, Voldemort.
With that conversation happening, there's so much conversation about ab control and does it bloat people out? Does it not?
That's what I've never had loss of ab control. I've never had a distended abdomen this bad.
Do you think that's part of it?
I think Karina said it was because it was really bad at the Arnold, and I had diastasis. I had a gastroparesis for like a week before the Arnold because just for no reason, regular dose of Retta. I hadn't used it in a few months, went back on it, just completely blocked me for like a couple days. Whoa. And I got like 10 pounds worth of garbage in me. And I looked terrible the first day at the Arnold. Right. But by the last day of the Arnold, I looked great because it had worn off while I was there.
Man, that must have been scary as fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's awful.
It wasn't scary because I always just tell myself bad things don't happen to you. Bad things always happen to other people. Everything always works out for you. You're going to be fine.
So that
And
inner
that's-
positivity mantra.
It
kind of
works
thing.
every time. I've managed to survive so many things I should not have. I've gotten away with
Positive
so
here.
many things I should not have gotten out of. I've had so many bizarre, dangerous situations work out for me that it's only because I don't let myself panic and I convince myself it's going to be okay.
That's fair. That's fair. That's something I got out of after I got that whole for a while there, that invincibility thing after being shot and surviving that. It's one of those that, you know what I mean? Oh, Todd, you're muted.
Todd,
for a
you're
second.
muted.
Yep.
Okay, you must have
There.
told me about this last year and I forgot. No,
So-
because this is like a conversation that you would have given me when you gave me your history and physical on
Yeah.
the first conversation,
Yeah.
but I don't know you at that point. So
Right.
they just fire hose you with information. You don't even know what the context is, so you miss all of it. Right. So,
No, I'll tell
so
you. I mean,
got
that's-
shot.
It's
What? Tell me about this.
so it was unfortunately it was long story short, it was my stepdad who was bipolar, I believe the term, right? Off his meds, and he was going through a rough divorce with my mom at the time. I was 17, and basically, long story short, mom kicked him out, and he decided that he went on a rampage. He was off his meds, like, and he was very bipolar, like the kind that will hide under the sheets for a week and not do anything when he was down, but then when he was up, it was like super manic, super crazy, super, just high functioning. Anyway, so we thought he was full of shit. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hurt you all," blah blah. And we thought he was just full of crap. But unfortunately, he was not full of crap. He actually broke into the house at 5. I had some friends staying over because I it's funny. I guess intuition, like hang out here, guys, just in case. But he managed to break into the house. And as I was getting up from my bed, as I heard the noise. He was already in there, and he shot me at 5 feet away with a 38, which hit right here.
All right,
So-
hold on. When you tell this story next time, leave
Yes.
out the part about him being bipolar, because that is a bullshit legal defense.
Okay.
That no fucking bipolar disorder makes you shoot your stepson.
Yeah. So no, not only that. I mean, he went in with the express objective of hurting me and my sister so that my mom would suffer. That was his.
Well-
He said so.
That's chaotic evil as fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. So long story short, so I go down. My friend who's there in the room with me gets up from his, from where he's at, and hits him. Actually hit him, which startled him that there was somebody else in the house
Oh.
that wasn't just the family, and he ran off. So he ran off, and the cops picked him up like 10 minutes later.
Did he drop the gun when your friend hit him?
No, he kept it.
He
And
held the gun.
He held the gun. And he
Okay.
kept going. He just ran. Oh, and right before that,
my God.
like on the way out, he actually shot my sister too, but thankfully hit her, but she's fine. She actually recovered really well. She got hit, but she, after surgery and all that. In my case, that's how I lost my kidney, by the way.
Does she have 3 kidneys now?
No.
Like a healing bullet? No. Okay.
No, but that's how I lost my kidney.
Mark.
That's how I the reason I have only one kidney. It was trauma related. So yeah, long story short, then the ambulance came by half an hour later, and I was bleeding internally. So the bullet hit my rib
The
cage.
ambulance came by a half an hour later.
This is Puerto Rico, brother. Yes,
Oh,
This is Puerto Rico.
I mean,
If
it's
you
a
got
world
shot,
country,
you're not
basically.
doing.
Yeah,
Well, I just
infrastructure-wise, it is for sure.
Whoa, this is one reason not to move to Peru. All right, keep going.
Yeah. You can move to cheap places to live, but the problem is you'll be the greatest medicine doctor in this country.
Yeah.
And that's a problem? No, I'm kidding.
So
Because I
Puerto
can't
Rico,
fix me.
so
Right, I get it.
think of
Right,
Puerto
yeah,
Rico
yeah.
more along the lines of like a high crime area in certain places, very urban.
Okay, I got you.
So that's kind of
So, like
more like
Detroit.
downtown Chicago. Yeah.
All right,
Something
so,
like that.
Like it's 50-minute response time, if at all, if
I
you
don't
cross
think-
8 Mile. But up here where I live, it's like 1.5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
Different part of town. Absolutely. So yeah, so they take me to the ER. I'll give you the whole story if you want. So
Yeah.
Okay,
No, it's boring at this
so
point.
the
Are you
guy-
fucking kidding?
So
You
in
got
the
a
suburb-
doctor and a nurse
Yeah.
that are your buddies, and we were just finding out you got shot. All
Yeah.
right, we're the people to tell.
Okay, so I'll tell you the rest of the stories. I get that the two scrawniest EMTs on the entire island come out to try and help me out, and I'm at
You're
this time
heavy.
I'm relatively fat. I'm like not super, but I was like 220. So I basically walked myself to the ambulance. On the way out from my neighborhood, from the suburb where I lived, the ambulance driver gets lost. Okay, so my mom's trying to explain to him how to get to the hospital because he's lost. So that was another whole clusterfuck. So my sister and I are there. We get to the ER. My sister looks a lot worse because it grazed her lungs, so she's coughing up blood and all that. Yeah, it's scary. In my case, it's all internal. So what it did was the bullet hit the rib and bounced around in there, took out one kidney, and made a hole in the vena cava.
Okay, that's huge.
This is
vein.
bad. This is very bad.
Huge vein.
Yes.
That's one in liver.
So they realized they take that I'm bleeding out internally, and they do that. And I remember I had put on a nice shirt for some reason because, and they of course cut and like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, don't worry about your shirt, bro. Right now we got bigger fish to fry. 12 hours of surgery later.
What are you doing? No,
Yeah,
saving
I
your ass,
survived
boy.
barely. They did not say I was in who knows for about 3 days, and then eventually stabilized. So it was, I think, 4 weeks in the ICU in recovery, and then 3 weeks in the regular hospital, as I recovered. And I left the hospital weighing 180 pounds. So I'd lost 40 pounds after all that.
Plus
one
size,
kidney.
right?
So
Well, hey, how much did the kidney weigh? You don't get to
I have
count
no
all
idea.
that,
I have no idea. So yeah, it was definitely like life changing. And I think that's one of the reasons, like for a while there, in my youth, I was very reckless and very daredevilish after that. Very much like, if I survive that, I'll survive anything.
Yeah, fuck it.
And
Fuck it, we
then,
ball.
and life was a giant YOLO for like the next 10 years because it was that impactful. You know what I mean? And I only now realize it in hindsight. At the time, I was like, well, I survived that. I guess it's cool.
You had your midlife crisis at 20.
Yeah. When I was 17 at the time. So 16, 17, I think. So yeah, man. I mean, I remember going to my high school, and when I finally got there, because it was in June. So when school started, I had missed a few days. And then when I got there, everyone, I got a standing ovation from my classmates, which was awesome. So, because it's a small school, our entire class was only like 110 kids. So everybody knows everybody. So that was very, very impressive, But probably 6 months later, I was already like drinking, smoking, and partying like no tomorrow, because that's what you did in the 80s. That's how it was, man.
I was a child, so no.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's that's how I discovered how self-destructive I could be when I thought I was invincible.
How old are you, Gonzo?
I'm 50. I will be 55 on Monday.
Oh my God, I didn't know you were 9 years older than me.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So yeah, so come Monday I'll be 55, which is crazy. Now here's the crazier part: 55-year-old me would kick the living crap out of 20, 30, 40-year-old me, as far as like how I feel, how I look.
Well, I mean, you know,
yeah, for very small bursts, very, very small bursts. And I will say, probably I might never go there, just because of the potential kidney toxicity. Same as EQ will never ever be something I touch.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that Tren is more kidney toxic than other drugs?
I don't know if it's more, but it is some. No, I mean, that's my understanding. Is that at least acutely? No. Like it can definitely impair. My understanding is that it can somewhat impair kidney function. So is that
I know
right? No, okay.
Okay, I mean, it's going to make you. I think you're confusing creatinine with actual kidney function. That they're basing their EGFR off of creatinine, which is going to go up if you lift harder. Which trend is going to make you lift harder. That doesn't mean it's damaging your kidneys. It just makes it look like, yeah.
So
So
that's what,
bad doctors will diagnose kidney disease, but anyone who knows what they're doing and uses cystatin C,
Mhm.
I don't think there's going to be a dramatic difference from tren usage.
Okay, fair. So which by the way, my cystatin C is
I can give
perfectly
you
in the
numbers on
green.
what mine did,
It's
so
all my numbers are in the green right now. So I'm super happy with that. Like
yeah.
I mean, I've used tren for the last 18 years, I think.
Mhm.
And my GFR is a 91.
Yeah. You're lucky because you have 2 kidneys, fucker.
Yeah, Gonzo's a little safer on the end of things. I mean, keep your lipids down, keep your blood pressure down, keep your
Yep.
hydration up. Those are your big
Exactly.
ones. Try
Like
to
to
avoid
me, that's like
diuretics.
that's why I've always told Paul, you know, like
Your-
diuretics are always
Keep
a
your
no-go
estrogen
for me.
well within
That-
range. Don't overblow
Exactly.
anything.
Like for me,
Well,
like diuretics are a no-go.
Well, the diuretics aren't going to damage your kidneys
I don't think
unless you're
diuretics
too
are that big of a
dehydrated.
deal, but the stuff they give bodybuilders is pretty insane.
Well, I just don't,
yeah.
anything, if I can get the look without the kidney stress, even risk.
I don't think there's any kidney risk. 6
Oh, okay.
milligrams of hydrochlorothiazide
Right, I don't have any issues with
should
those,
make
with
would make you lose like 1 or 2 pounds of water. So what that most of these guys are using is a half a diazide, which is 12.5 hydrochlorothiazide and 12.5 of triamterene.
Yeah.
Now that may be better, but that doesn't make the hydrochlorothiazide bad. So like I've tested it all out with 6.25 of hydrochlorothiazide, 12.5 of hydrochlorothiazide, 18.5 of hydrochlorothiazide. To me, 6.25 the night before is plenty.
Yeah. Okay, and do you find
or if you want a long-acting chlorthalidone.
when you're going for stage day, for show day, do you often hold water more or less, relatively speaking, with other competitors? I mean,
It doesn't matter. It's just a
Too much
tool.
fat
So
just to
like
have, right?
if you look
Yeah.
to water,
You're off Mike.
I mean, he's
yeah,
he's off the air for a second.
Yeah, he walked off. Well, yeah.
Again,
No,
this is
I'm with
all
Todd
this is
about
all improv. So
Thiazides, like chlorthalidone and HCTZ, I don't really see those as an issue, but if you don't have to use them, even better, because it's just don't drink water for 2 more hours or something like that, right?
yeah, and that's another thing. Like I've always been
That's what's
able
great
to
about contest prep. You can do it natural stuff, or you can do with extra stuff. You just have to.
yeah, and we did discover during my one contest prep week that I'm really good at dropping water. Really good. Like,
well, then
you just
don't
tell
need
me
it.
what to do, and my body's like,
Yeah,
like
you
right
don't need it though.
Good to go,
Yeah.
man.
You don't need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful.
so
Most of the
that's
time, the diuretic hurts the athlete, not helps them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them thinner. It just makes them flatter.
right.
So like that's not if you're not hard enough, it's
Mhm.
probably not because you spilled over, because if you're flat and soft, the
Mhm.
problem isn't water.
Yeah, right. No, in my case, my problem back then was the lack of muscle mass because of first time ever doing this thing, and a fairly aggressive cut. You know, the cut was very aggressive for that.
It was the
for that
appropriate
first
yeah.
cut.
year.
I saw your
It was
pictures.
ridiculous. I
Yeah. It
was
couldn't
hard.
believe
Yeah.
how low your calories were.
Yeah.
How
But
low did
this
you go?
year's gonna be. I have a feeling that it's gonna be a lot different this year. A lot.
You were like
different.
0 carbs, 20 fat a day on your low days, right?
Yeah. 0 carbs and 20. Well, I think 40 grams of fat on low days.
But still,
and
dude,
two-
that's
200
ultra low.
protein. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
super
that was like 1,200. What is that? That's 360 plus 800. So it's 1,160 calories.
Yeah, that's
Which is
about
less
it. It was
than
like
I would bring
that.
a bikini girl. Like
Yeah.
I would never take a dude under 1,800.
I would
That's
go under that
crazy.
from like morbidly obese people like me, but other than that, no. Because 1,200
Yeah.
is really low.
Yeah,
For
and that was
anyone.
like that last month was like that. It was
Mhm.
intense. Those low days were intense.
I've
now
never
we're
came
good,
close
you
to
know?
that. The worst I've ever done was 1,600.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that it's. I even asked Paul like his thoughts on like, so what do you think my stage weight is gonna be like if you had to guess this year? He's like, I don't know, but it's gonna be a lot more than last time.
So how did
You
you
know,
work?
just from because
Yeah.
my rebound was really good. My rebound was you saw me. You saw me at the
Yep.
at the
You're
Arnold. like, the re-
unrecognizable. You're
Yeah.
unrecognizable. You look like twice as big as me.
It's all an optical illusion, man. it's all Jedi mind tricks for sure. If nothing else, one thing I have learned that bodybuilding is the ultimate art of illusion for sure. It is. We are illusionists in what we
What about
do.
angling, bro? Look how big my head is. It's as big as your entire torso.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all about the posing too, and I'm having a good time learning that too, posing and all that.
So fucking hard.
Yeah, it is the
Are you ever
hardest
gonna do
part
any
of the art.
check-ins, Gonzo? Like, I mean, I know, like, what's his face? Mike does them all the time. I've just never seen one on your channel.
What?
Josh, you came in really low
Oh,
volume
when you do your check-in, like whenever you start your contest prep, you can do like a big announcement sheet on your page, like Mike.
Probably,
Mike
yeah. I mean, probably the other thing is like, here's something else. If we were gonna like just shoot the shit today, which I love, by the way, that we're just shooting the shit. There is one potential obstacle to my contest this year, and it's not an obstacle. It's somebody. It's my wife, and I was such a horrible person during that last month of prep last time that she's really like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I don't want to go through that again. So if I do it, now that I know what it's like, I told her, I know what it's like now. It's not going to be the same because every prep is different. You know, I'm also coming at it from a better angle. I have more muscle. I have the experience. So no. But if she asks me to like not compete, I'll have to I'll have to respect that. I will say this though, compete or not, I will start that prep assuming that I will compete. So, you know, and my main show is October 25th, and I'm thinking of possibly doing another show. There's a few shows a couple weeks before and after, so I might do a practice one before or after, maybe. Peaking
what
for
about you,
that.
Todd? Any shows coming?
No, I gotta bring up my arms and my lats, and I've got to get this waist under control. I can't show up again. Like, I mean, I looked okay at San Antonio, but I really don't ever want to step on stage again looking like I did at Florida or the 2024 Texas Pro. I need to. I for like 15 years I had shredded glutes. If I can't bring the conditioning and make the improvements, then it's just a waste of time. I got to be better than I've ever been before. Not good for 47.
And that's the thing, like, because you are at the elite level, at the FBB pro level. For you, it's about, you know, changes that are razor targeted or laser precise to get what you need. You know, it's not like somebody like me who's a beginner that I can improve in every direction because everything needs improvement. So it's easy, you know.
Start out really fat or start out really small, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If I, you know, with 212, I don't have to worry about shape as much, and I can just grow as fast as I can. But that's just going to make me look less shapely.
Gotcha. Like if you don't control and prune, it's like a human bonsai tree. You have to be really careful where you're pruning and where you're tying and what you're fixing. So, yeah, at that level of competition for sure. You know, it's crazy. For me as an amateur, since it's more for the love of the sport than anything, and to do it with Chandler, you know, he's growing, man. He's getting big, that kid. But when you're 28, 29, and your parents fix your meals and your nutrition is dialed in, and he is 100% compliant, you just have to tell him, your coach said to eat this. He's like, good. Whoop. So, you know, he's doing good. All righty, guys. So what else do you guys have in mind now that I've told you my deepest, darkest secrets?
One of the topic is you want to talk about
the view of the emperor.
That was the topic. That was the topic for the day, but we have, you know, we have 18 minutes if we're going to stick to an hour.
With meander, right? So we can just BS. We can just keep
or there could be, you want to talk about training over 50.
Yes.
And as a topic. So I'm not over 50, so I can't say anything but over 50, but I can guess and estimate.
We can do over 40 because I'm.
You
over
can
40.
observe too, because you've worked with clients. I'm sure at least some of your clients must have been over 50. So that's
right.
generally.
I mean, it's hard for me to understand what's going on in someone else's body,
right?
Unless I'm physically there training them. So online coaching doesn't yield as well to helping someone who has no idea how to lift with sufficient stimulus to take advantage of all the other compounds they want to use.
Yeah.
It's like, do you ever see those movies where they got the gangbanger that has a Desert Eagle?
Yeah.
And then he fires 7 shots and hits with nothing.
Right.
I feel like that's when like older guys go into the gym.
Yeah.
That they're really interested in being strong because they're old, and they
Yeah.
throw around a bunch of heavy ass weight, and they don't accomplish shit except for hurting themselves.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what I've noticed a lot, I've been going to the same gym the last almost 3 years, and there's a few older guys, my age, or older, or somewhere in that range between, let's say between 45 and 60, 65, that, that range. Other than me and one other guy, they all look exactly the same that they did. Now, I don't know their goals, though. I don't know if they're there to just maintain, but I will say this, though. A couple of them have told me flat out, I cannot get rid of this gut, or I cannot get rid of whatever. And I'm like, I'm getting to that point where people will come up to me as if I know anything. I'm like, okay. But the thing is, like,
You know
I
to fill the
think a
needle.
lot of,
You know to
say what?
work hard.
Yeah, I know
you
how to work
I
hard
mean
for sure. And follow directions, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
But
people like
my
Dr. Marv or Dr. Todd that could help people if they have injuries,
yeah, and so my point is that I think a lot of these people don't understand a couple of things. At our age, at 50, recovery becomes even more of a priority, like even more. I think a lot of people don't respect rest, and they don't respect volume and intensity, and how much, on the one side, they don't respect rest and sleep. So they get stuck in that. And on the other side, they also don't understand what true effort is, like, reps to failure, what that actually means, like how that feels. Because that was me before I started training with you guys' as information, like talking to you, talking to Paul, talking to Justin. Now that I have my eyes open, I'll tell you, man, if you're over 50, you have to understand what going to failure is, so that then if you pull it back, you know exactly where you're at and you get enough of that stimulus. But then also rest, and the other thing is like how you eat, and you're not as efficient as you were when you're younger. So that's another thing that you've got to be like way more mindful of the fuel, of the quality of food and all that, because it seems to me like the biggest complaint.
When you're older, your response to training is going to be lesser. Your response to protein is going to be lesser. You probably need 10 to 20% more of both. So whatever
Like you can't afford the little mistakes that a young person can afford to make, that they can compensate for with youth. You can't do those. You just can't do those. Which is really, so to an older person, like, first thing is figure out what true intensity is, understand what we're asking for here. If you want to effect change, understand the rest you're going to need over here and what you can recover from, which will be different for everybody. And just stay consistent. And the other thing that I was going to say, like, if you're older, I'm a big believer in like higher rep sets, probably with less weight, as a general rule of
at your
thumb.
age, it's tailored training based on injury history and heart history and health history. Like, it's all personalized.
Okay, so talk about that a little bit, Josh.
That's the basis of individualization. Like, oh, let's see, I had family members die of, heart failure and liver failure. So guess what? I'm going to work on things that cover my liver. I'm going to work on things that cover my heart. Thankfully, that's just running. So there we go. And don't eat like an asshole.
Gotcha.
If I had like knee
they don't
surgery
eat like an
histories, like
asshole.
some of my brothers, like I would probably do less knee stuff. I try to find like a hip press, but I don't have those problems. So I can just balls to the wall, except I follow Dr. Todd's advice with knee wraps on my hips, hack squats and my belt squats. He's actually how I set up my bodybuilding program. That's why I look like a completely different person. Except for hip hinges. I can't get over the bending over thing. Like, that's not for me. I do it, but man, it's like once every 3 weeks.
I hate it, but you know what? The 45-degree angle hip hinge is so much more effective with so little weight, because you're loading yourself in the strong position. You still have tension in the stretch. You still have tension in the contraction. Whereas with the deadlift, you're hyper loading your lower back and hamstrings in the stretch, and you have no tension in the contraction position. So it's like you're way more likely to get hurt with a hip hinge than with a 45-degree angle hip hinge.
Yeah, that's another thing that you reminded me of to throw to, like, if you're over 50, start looking at machines, man. Start looking at machines.
I think people should start with machines. Like, a lot of people have no fucking clue what they're doing. So being on a machine is actually helpful for them. They just need to know to line up the red dots to their shoulders and then go from there.
Yeah.
If you're not coordinated, if you don't have like a lot of women, if they didn't play sports,
Mm-hmm.
they look like their nervous system has never been attached to their brain.
Throwing like a girl is a real thing. And like, yeah, guys will do it too if they've never played sports or had
If they've
adult.
never played, and this isn't supposed to be a racist thing, but like 20 years ago,
Mhm.
if I watched Indian people come into the gym,
Mhm.
that they usually had no idea how to use their bodies in space.
Yeah.
Right. And so like people who have natural athletics, they can handle free weights, they can do their own stretching, they can do their own mobility. They're like, this feels tight. Their body knows exactly what to do to loosen it up. And they know how to lift and they know how to squeeze their muscles. Their body just works. They don't have to teach it shit. So those people think we're a bunch of science nerds and you're overcomplicating it because they can feel the fucking muscle.
Yeah.
They don't understand that a lot of people can't feel their fucking muscles. So we have to have all these complicated katas and karate basically just to get into the fucking machine or do the free weight and to force the body in a position where the muscle has no choice but to fire. And then if they do enough reps through overtraining, they feel the burning, they're sore, and their nervous system figures out where that fucking muscle is, and eventually they'll be able to squeeze it and contract it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing that I was going to say. Like a lot of people when they train, because they don't know, they don't have coaching. Another tip, if you're over this age and you're going to get into training, for fuck's sake, hire a coach. Hire a fucking coach.
Or a personal trainer. If you don't know how to lift, even a coach isn't going to be enough. There's only so much we could do with video. Like you can hire a coach, but also hire a personal trainer, and they can work together. I can work with your personal trainer.
Yeah.
And like they have to see you train and help you move your body through space.
Yeah.
Like learning, like you can't learn how to lift weights out of a book, just like you can't learn how to have sex out of a book.
Right.
Like it's something that takes experience and practice. It's just the way it is. And hopefully you're not learning how to have sex at 50. You're not going to be very good very quick. Like, so likewise, imagine how far behind you'd be if you were learning how to fuck at 50. That's like how far you are behind when you're learning how to lift at 50. So you have to hire someone to teach you how to do that. I'm not going to just go up to a helicopter and figure it the fuck out. So why the hell do people walk into a gym and think they're going to figure it the fuck out?
I'm not going to just fight a dragon immediately and win. I need help.
Well,
exactly.
It's the
We're
whole
not all Bar
thing.
and Jon Snow.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's the whole thing of like they don't know what they don't know, right? So a lot of people, like I've seen friends of mine at this age, like Gonzo, I'm gonna go join a CrossFit gym, and I'm like, that is a terrible idea. That is a terrible idea.
It's great for chiropractors.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, they're not going to teach you how to properly do an exercise. You're also going to get programming that's meant for a group, which never will be tailored for you.
That's about it.
You're just asking for an injury there,
If it's a woman who needs moral support from other women to do anything, and it's better than yoga.
Yeah.
But for an adult man, you're going to handle so much weight with your brittle ass tendon, you're going to snap your shit.
Yeah.
That is the most dangerous moves with no skill, and this is the dumbest shit you could ever do.
Yeah. Like when I hear people say like, oh yeah, on day one, they had me doing like barbell snatches, and like,
don't get me wrong. It's just twice as dangerous as regular weightlifting. So it's still not that bad. Yeah. But it is twice as dangerous as regular weightlifting.
Like there's a reason why these are Olympic levels lifts.
Yeah.
Because it's an Olympic level fucking sport to not hurt yourself.
It's a skill. It's a mechanic. It's really hard to do that well.
Yeah, 100-pound Chinese girl flinging 300 pounds in the air and catching it on her forehead. Oh, you're not going to do that.
Right.
You're just going to get killed.
Yeah, you're going to die. You're going to get hurt.
She learned how to do that from 3. She wasn't allowed rice unless she did like 1,000,000 reps.
No, her family wasn't allowed rice.
Yeah. Her entire family. You better get good at this shit.
That's the kind of crap Jackie Chan went through. He was sold to a karate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That would be something that I would tell like anybody who's wants to like change their or reach any degree of proficiency at the gym. Hire a trainer. Hire a trainer, a personal trainer that will show you the basics
training,
that you control the weight
or walking
and avoid injury. Avoid injury that way. Yeah,
and your trainer might know more than you about nutrition. That doesn't mean they know a lot. but they think they do probably. They're still better than you if you're overweight, but just keep in mind you're getting like the D+ or C+ nutrition plan that's free with your personal training at LA Fitness.
Right.
It's better than nothing, but it ain't enough. And then as far as drugs and supplements, do not listen to them. Not
Please
that
don't.
none of them know what they're talking about, but the probability that they know enough to help you in your 40s or 50s with your kidney problem or your heart disease, or even consciously aware of that when they tell you how great their Anavar is and that their Anavar is better than someone else's Anavar. Just keep in mind that it's a lot more complicated than you just cast a spell and then get bigger muscles.
Yeah.
It's not like a video game or you don't just get a buff. It's much more complicated than this.
Yeah. I think that's another thing. Like people have, it's important to teach people and educate them so that all these misconceptions they have that are general population misconceptions are cleared up so that you make better choices. Because like so many people are like, oh yeah, I'm on TRT now and my cookie cutter TRT clinic offered me, like you said, Anavar, or I guess the other one that they offer now some places is Deca for whatever reason.
Well, Deca, they tell Deca, this is so funny. This is the sales pitch. So like they can only prescribe one drug to a limit. So they just keep prescribing other drugs in order to bill the patient more and more and more.
Right.
So first they get them on testosterone, then they sell them Aribidex, then they sell them HCG, then they sell them MK677 to get growth hormone, but then they sell them retatrutide for the appetites from the MK677. Then they're going to sell them Deca for their joints because nobody taught them how to fucking lift. Or my favorite is they put them on Winstrol to eliminate all their cortisol from their body so their joints hurt. Then they put them on Deca for their joints.
After you made them brittle as fuck with
Even
them.
though
I like
the Deca
diabolical
doesn't.
shit like this. This is diabolical. What else you got?
Yeah.
Well, this is literally the paradigm all the HRT clinics.
Oh, I bet another good one. Get the LPA test, that one-time gene test, and be like, look, we're going to put you on medicine that's going to make you healthier than ever, and just give them testosterone, and their LPA test will suddenly look better. Like, oh, look what we did.
It's a miracle.
I've never bothered with that. The
Oh,
genetic
well,
thing.
As soon as you take testosterone at any level or any kind of anabolics, it's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
So
you're beating
if you have like people that are, if you have clients that are natural and they want to know everything, that's a good one to check. Because if it's like extremely high, obviously maybe you shouldn't take steroids. Now, granted, nobody should, but it's fun.
Absolutely. So there it is, guys. If you're an over 50 person, hire a personal trainer so you learn to do movement safely and properly. Get a nutritionist or a coach to help you with your actual nutrition so that you understand what that means. Also, that coach may be able to help you with rest and recovery. That's another important one. Things to do. Todd's got a million videos on sleep hygiene.
Well,
Watch
one
them.
video. I have one video on sleep hygiene.
Yeah,
and
but
it's like
it's good though.
It's old as shit. It's in the most important shit playlist. So you go to playlist, the most important shit, the very bottom, sleep hygiene. It's like 4 years old at this point. It's still one of the best videos I ever shot. I had like a mattress on the floor. And like it was like I was so poor, and when I shot that, it was I think I made 8,000.
Did you have the aluminum foil on the window and everything? Still, was that place?
I had the aluminum foil on the window. Yeah.
Wow.
I was so fucking poor back then. Yeah,
But things have changed, bro.
Yeah.
Things
Look,
have
you can afford
improved.
trend. That's all that really matters, right?
But you remember that story?
Yes, I do,
And
my
it's
friend.
like,
What a great story.
I was like, I can either afford the water, electricity, and rent, or I can just save all of that for Trent and chicken breasts, and then I'll win the show at the beginning of next month before they shut everything off, and I'll get so many clients I'll be able to pay my bills. So like I just took my bill money and spent it on Trent and chicken.
Trent and chicken, hey.
Because I didn't have it was like toilet paper or a light bulb. It's like, which do I get? So I had one light bulb that I walked around the house with and would plug it in. And I used paper towel instead of toilet paper because somehow I figured out it'd be cheaper.
You know, toilet paper from places.
Dude, it was so funny because I had this girl over. And she's like, there's no toilet paper. I'm like, oh, here's some paper towel. She's like, the light doesn't turn on. Oh, hold on, let me get you the bulb. And I screwed in the bulb in the bathroom for her to turn the light on and gave her some paper towel.
Did you land the plane? That's the question we all really want to know.
Oh, no. She was all about it, yeah. But it wasn't. Yeah. This was that was like a long time ago though, when I actually.
This was like
Yeah,
right when you're getting your pro card, so you're like peak male physique. And she's like, I don't
No.
give a fuck where he is.
It was actually before that when
Oh, really?
my face was still good. It was like 37. Yeah. I was like, the shit that strangers would say to me back then, it'd make your toes curl. You're like, what the fuck? Like, you could not believe the shit girls would say when no one was listening. When
Well, I will say this. Today has been eye-opening, and you guys have brought a smile to my face with all this. So
thank you, sir.
With that being said, we'll do some more crazy conversational shit next week, guys. If you want to see the crazy stream of consciousness that 3 bodybuilding nerds can get into, come back next week. Check it out. All right, guys. Everybody, thank you. Have a great evening, okay?
Bye, everyone.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.